Hi there, freelance friends. Thanks for joining me again. At first, today's topic may seem trivial to you. I know that it did to me when I first heard experienced freelancers mentioning it. But as I have become more experienced in my own freelancing journey, I have found that time boundaries are very important to both my business and my personal sanity. Now, of course, one of the biggest perks of freelancing is flexibility. I know that many freelancers appreciate that as a freelancer, you get to choose your projects, your clients, and oftentimes your schedule. Well, at least most of the time. Because hidden inside that flexibility is a bit of a trap. If you're not careful, you can end up working all hours of the day and night to accommodate your clients' or your extended team's needs. I know because I have personally done it and will admit that I still haven't perfected a perfect system for time boundaries. But it's an important topic to discuss because I don't want to leave my energy or your energy or health behind. So I figured I'd share how I had to recently face this head on and what happened. Now, I have always been a night owl. Mornings aren't my strong suit. While I can wake up early when I need to, I don't operate at my sharpest in the early hours. My brain tends to fully switch on a little later in the day, and I often do my best work once the sun has gone down. Because of this, part of my freelance work involves hosting evening sessions for the APAC region. On average, I run at least one evening event per week. And it's not uncommon for me to log back on after dinner to finish projects on the other nights of the week. And that is due to my natural night owl tendency. So you can probably understand why 7:30 a.m. meetings aren't exactly my ideal. And this week, a project team that I'm working with wanted to schedule a series of 7:30 a.m. meetings. The team is based in India, but works mostly US hours. For them, 7:30 a.m. my time was already late afternoon their time, reasonable from their perspective. And technically, this wasn't an outrageous request at all. After all, I do often have to log on at that time for certain events. So, what's the big deal about this? Well, here's the thing. The thought of more early mornings on top of the many I've already had lately just made me feel tired before the week even started. The fatigue wasn't just about one meeting. It was about the pattern that has been establishing itself, and I could see getting even further embedded. If I didn't say something, I suspected that this team would keep booking those early slots, and soon I'd be running on fumes. The truth is, I know myself well enough to admit that early mornings aren't my peak performance time. When I'm exhausted, my focus drifts, and I just don't brainstorm as easily. My creativity is sluggish. And honestly, my patience is also a little bit thinner. And of course, none of these qualities help me serve my clients well. So while I realize that showing up at 7:30 a.m. might technically meet their scheduling need, it wouldn't meet their real need. For me to bring my sharp thinking, problem-solving capabilities and energy to the table. So I set a boundary. I told the team I only start my workday at 8 a.m. It wasn't a huge delay, but it gave me a little more breathing room, enough to protect my energy and avoid turning those early morning meetings into a slippery slope. Now, did I feel a twinge of guilt? Absolutely. I worried that I might come across as inflexible, especially since the hour that they requested was technically within their working hours. But in the bigger picture, I just knew it was the right move for me and for the project. Because here's the reality. If I don't take care of my energy, no one else will. If you've been freelancing, I'm sure you've probably been in a similar spot. Torn between wanting to please the client and wanting to protect yourself. But as someone who's been doing this for a little while now, here's what this experience reminded me about. First, your energy is a resource. As much as we would like to think it is, it's not unlimited. We need to protect it like we would protect our finances or our loved ones. Second, communicating early is really a best practice. Boundaries are easier to set at the beginning of a working relationship, like this one that I just used in an example, rather than after you've already said yes a dozen times. Third, frame the response around quality. Clients and the teams that you work with for these clients usually want your best work more than they want you at a specific hour. Positioning boundaries is a way to give them your absolute best. Fourth, flex where it matters, but not everywhere. As I mentioned, I do log on earlier when necessary. I also log on at night oftentimes. I do accommodate my global clients, but I can't and don't bend in every direction all the time. Last, remember, we teach our clients how to treat us. If we always accept inconvenient hours, our clients will assume that that's our standard. But if we set a boundary, they usually do respect it. So, wrapping up, consider that freelancing does give us freedom, but that freedom can quickly become exhaustion if we don't honor our natural rhythms. Setting boundaries isn't about being difficult and always saying no. It's about saying yes to sustaining our energy, maintaining our focus, and inevitably producing higher quality work. At the end of the day, protecting ourselves and our time isn't selfish, it's professional. It ensures that we can keep showing up at our best, not just for one client, but for all of them. If you found this useful, please do like and subscribe. These videos are released regularly, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care.